Hi, I'm Naheed Nenshi, leader of Alberta's New Democrats, coming to you from Fort McMurray. This region is so important to Alberta and so important to Canada. It is, in fact, the part of Canada that relies on exports to the United States more than anywhere else in the country, which means that starting next week when President Trump is inaugurated, his threat of tariffs will hurt us all as Canadians, but will hurt this region even more. So we need a provincial government that's willing to stand up for Canada, to stand up for our sovereignty and to stand up for our economy. And I'm sorry to say, we have a premier who seems to be auditioning for a permanent job on Fox News, or maybe a permanent job as President Trump's press secretary, instead of standing up for workers and standing up for everyday Albertans. Today, as we're filming this, the premier refused to sign on to a joint statement with the other premiers in the federal government saying we will fight for Canada. Instead, she wants to fight for herself, not fight for working people. Look, folks, you can't play poker with your cards face up. You can't go to a used car lot and say, this is the car of my dreams, take my money now. And that seems to be this premier's negotiating strategy. I was actually happy when I saw that she went to Mar-a-Lago to meet with Trump. I thought good for her for getting that access. What did we get out of it? In her 2-minute meeting with the president, she complimented him, she talked about how great he was, and he told her that the tariffs are coming. She's not accomplishing anything. And at a desperate time like this, we need smart, grown-up government. We need an approach, a Team Canada approach, that looks out for the best interest of every Albertan, and we just don't have it today. So here's what we do need. We need a solid negotiating strategy, a unified negotiating strategy. We need a plan for Alberta for every contingency. So in short, if we tariff our oil and gas going to the US, how are we going to increase our export market capacity? You can't build a pipeline overnight, but can we do more oil by rail? Can we ensure that the Trans Mountain expansion, thank you Rachel Notley, is operating at full capacity towards export markets? We have a lot of serious work to do, and the Premier hasn't shown any interest in actually doing that work. So let's look at some of our other leaders. From Jean Chrétien to Stephen Harper to Jason Kenney, to Doug Ford in Ontario, to Wab Kinew and David Eby in Manitoba and British Columbia, who are all saying it's time for us to fight for Canada. Danielle Smith, are you listening?